Amway operates in more than 100 countries. It brings in billions of dollars every year, and it's been around for over 6 decades. That alone is unusual, because for every person who says Amway changed their life, there are thousands who quietly walked away with nothing to show for it. Lost time, lost money, burned relationships, yet the company never disappears. No matter how many people quit, criticize it, or call it outdated, Amway survives. That's because Amway isn't just selling products. And it isn't just selling a business opportunity either. It's selling something far more powerful: belief. This is the story of how Amway built the world's largest direct selling empire, not by selling soap, but by turning ambition into a system that never stops recruiting. Amway was founded in 1959 by 2 friends, J. Van Andel and Rich DeVos. Post-war America was booming. Jobs were stable, suburbs were growing, and the idea of building something for yourself felt achievable. But at the same time, people were starting to feel boxed in. Factory work, office jobs, fixed salaries. Amway showed up with a different message. You don't work for us, you work for yourself. No boss, no clock to punch, no limit on how much you can earn. That pitch was magnetic. Instead of opening stores, Amway sold household products directly through individuals: cleaning supplies, vitamins, everyday items. Nothing flashy, nothing suspicious. But the real product wasn't what was in the bottle, it was the opportunity. Anyone could join. You didn't need special skills. You didn't need connections. You just needed motivation. The promise was simple: use the products, sell them to others, help more people do the same, and as your business grew, so would your income. For people who felt stuck, overlooked, or underpaid, this sounded like freedom. A way out that didn't require permission. Amway wrapped that promise in powerful language: ownership, independence, entrepreneurship. They weren't hiring employees, they were creating believers. And for many, especially in the early years, it worked just well enough to feel real. That belief that this could be your thing became the foundation of everything that came next. Because once you believe the system works, you'll work the system. And that's where Amway truly begins. Once you join Amway, something subtle happens. You stop being just a customer. You stop being just a seller. You become a node in a system. On paper, Amway is simple. You buy products at a discount and sell them at retail. The margin is small, but that's not where the real money is supposed to come from. The real engine is the downline. Every person you recruit becomes part of your organization. When they buy products, a percentage flows upward. When their recruits buy products, another percentage flows upward. Layer by layer. This is framed as leverage work once, earned many times. Amway never calls it a pyramid, and legally, it isn't one. The products are real, the transactions are real. That distinction matters, and it's why the company has survived for decades. But in practice, the structure changes behavior. Selling products is slow. Recruiting people is scalable. So naturally, the focus shifts. New members are taught that the fastest path to success isn't finding customers, it's finding more distributors. People who will buy starter kits, attend meetings, and begin the same process. This is where Amway separates itself from normal retail. Because Amway doesn't just provide products, it provides a framework for belief. Weekly meetings, motivational tapes, books, conferences, seminars. These aren't optional extras. They're framed as essential tools for success. If you're not earning, the explanation is never the system. You didn't attend enough events. You didn't listen to enough audio. You didn't want it badly enough. Failure becomes personal. And success? Success is always just one recruit away. The brilliance of the system is that it keeps people moving. Always investing a little more time, a little more money, a little more belief. Most participants never make significant income. Some lose money. Many quit quietly. But the system doesn't need everyone to succeed. It only needs enough people to keep believing long enough to feed the structure above them. And at the very top, Amway collects revenue no matter who wins. Every product purchased, every training tool sold, every conference ticket was bought. The system doesn't care whether you make it. It only cares that you stay in motion. And that's when Amway stops looking like a sales company and starts looking like something much more powerful. This is where Amway stops being a business and starts becoming a world. By the time someone has been inside the system for a few months, the language changes. They don't say "my upline," they say "my mentors." They don't say sales. They say the plan. They don't say quitting. They say, give up on yourself. This isn't accidental. It's cultural engineering. Amway's ecosystem runs on constant reinforcement. Meetings aren't just about numbers or products. They're emotional events. Stories of struggle, sacrifice, and eventual victory are repeated again and again. Someone always stands on stage and says the same thing in a different way. I was broke. I trusted the system. I didn't quit. Now look at me. These stories are powerful because they're real, but they're also selective. You never hear from the thousands who followed the same steps and got nowhere. Their stories don't fit the narrative. Instead, success is framed as proof. Failure is framed as weakness. And slowly, a mental trap forms. If you're not making money, it's not because the odds are stacked against you. It's because you're not committed enough, not disciplined enough, not coachable enough. So people double down. They buy more tools. They attend more seminars. They stay up late listening to audios in the car. And the deeper they go, the harder it becomes to leave. Because leaving doesn't just mean walking away from a business. It means walking away from a community. Friends, mentors, a sense of purpose. Many members report being encouraged, sometimes subtly, sometimes directly, to distance themselves from negative people. Family members who ask tough questions. Friends who point out the math. Anyone who doesn't believe. Skepticism is treated like poison, and loyalty is rewarded not always with money, but with belonging. Recognition on stage. Shout-outs in meetings. A feeling of being part of something bigger than yourself. For some, that feeling is worth more than profit. That's the quiet genius of Amway's culture. It turns economic risk into emotional commitment. By the time doubts appear, people have already invested too much, not just financially, but psychologically, to walk away easily. And that's when a simple business opportunity becomes a personal identity. Which leads to the most uncomfortable question of all. If so many people struggle, if only a tiny percentage succeed, then who is this system really built for? Strip away the motivation. Remove the stories. Ignore the applause. What's left is math. Amway does publish income disclosures. Not loudly, not up front. But they exist. And when you actually read them, a pattern becomes impossible to ignore. The vast majority of Amway distributors make little to no profit. Not low profit, no profit. Many earn less than they spend on products, tools, events, and subscriptions. After expenses, the average participant is in the red. Only a tiny fraction, usually well under 1%, earns what most people would consider a livable income. And an even smaller fraction earns the kind of money shown on stage. This isn't unique to Amway. It's structural. Because the system isn't designed to create widespread winners. It's designed to reward position. Those at the top aren't just better sellers, they're earlier, they sit above massive networks built over decades. Every purchase made below them sends a small stream upward. Individually tiny, collectively enormous. Down the chain, each new recruit is sold the same promise. Up the chain, the system quietly harvests volume, and here's the key thing most people miss. Amway doesn't need distributors to succeed, it needs them to stay. As long as people keep buying products and tools, attending events, and recruiting others, the machine runs. Whether they personally profit is secondary. That's why the messaging focuses so heavily on mindset, belief, and perseverance, not probability. If people believed the odds, most would never join. So the odds are reframed as attitude. Which brings us to the uncomfortable truth. Amway operates in a legal gray zone not because it's misunderstood, but because it's carefully engineered. Products provide legitimacy. Independent distributors absorb risk, and the company itself stays insulated. When someone fails, the system doesn't break. The person does. Amway is not a scam in the cartoon villain sense. It's far more sophisticated than that. It sells hope packaged as entrepreneurship, belonging packaged as mentorship, consumption packaged as ambition. For a small number of people, it often works extremely well. For most, it quietly drains time, money, and identity. And that's why Amway has survived for decades while critics come and go. Because it doesn't just sell products, it sells belief. And belief is one of the hardest things in the world to shut down. So when people ask how Amway became the world's largest direct selling empire, the answer isn't products, it isn't motivation. It isn't even money, it's structure. A system that looks like opportunity from the outside, feels like family on the inside, and funnels value upward so smoothly most people never see it happening. That's the real story of Amway. Not a dream, not a scam, but a machine that runs exactly as designed.